No? Fine.
I didn't say anything.
What?
Nothing. Just go. No, I mean, wait. No, I mean, go. I hate you. I hate you. No, I mean, don't go. Oh, God, you just make me so mad, and my fingers all swollen up from this damn thing. What are you waiting for? Just get out of here.
All right. Goodbye.
Yes. Just go. Where are you going? Come back! Oh, God, you make me mad. Just, no.
You're mad?
Stay away from me.
I'm mad.
Stay away from me.
Fell in love like a schoolboy, got down on my knees, I even got goosebumps. I love you. That's all I needed, was to fall in love with you. I got to pay the mortgage tomorrow, start cutting the hay, and now you. I'll never forgive myself for this.
Get your hands off me. I hate you and I want to fight the Jew.
Oh, my God.
Luca, go and tell them in the stables that Toby doesn't get extra oats anymore.
Episode 9. Silent acceptance of a suitor. In the middle of his pleading with her, Smirnov himself gets surprised by his sudden transformation into a prisoner of romance. Feeling that he is not wanted by Popova, who remains rigid in her manners, he gets up and quickly goes to the door. Only at this point Popova figures out the objective of all his proclamations about himself. Popova shouts in haste, "Stop!" Smirnov willingly obeys her. But Popova, in a confused state of mind, commands him to go away. When he silently obeys again, she stops him again. "Don't go away." She resembles Smirnov in releasing her emotional pressure by throwing her revolver on the table and tearing her handkerchief in temper. Unable to decide for herself, she shouts again, "What are you waiting for? Get out!" To this, Smirnov, although in polite and passive behavior, gives a powerful warning. "Goodbye." Popova shouts again and again, hysterically, the two commands, "Stop! Don't come near me!" As if she has no control over herself. In the real sense, what goes on in her mind is that she desperately needs a man, but is not flexible enough to swallow up her pride and accept Smirnov, who violated the mournful setting of her house and insulted her. Her situation with Smirnov is well described by a single metaphor. Because it is porridge, it cannot be thrown, and because it is too hot, it cannot be drunk. Unuhinda bondat bෑ, කැඳහින්ද විසිකරන්නත් බෑ. She uses the two utterances, stop and go away, antithetically as two commands in a game. She also has grown curious by now to know about his whereabouts. Where are you going? Noticing that Popova is gradually getting flexible in her position about him, he approaches her again and shouts rudely as if he is awaking from a long spell of amnesia, "I love you. What do I want to fall in love with you for?" He rudely talks about his plans with enthusiasm. "Tomorrow I have got to pay the interest and begin mowing and hear you." According to Andrew Marvell's pastoral poem, Mower Against Gardens, Chekhov uses mowing as a sexual metaphor to mean Smirnov's dream of copulating with Popova. The obscenity he means here is confirmed in Chekhovian suggestion rudely for the adjustment of his tone. As a man with a set of agenda, he enumerates his duties, puts his arms round her, to expose her as a distraction. "I shall never forgive myself for this." He pretends to be guilty conscious about his infatuation with her. "Get away from me! Take your hands away! I hate you! Let's go and fight!" Popova's shouting ends in a string of sounds without meaning, while her voice gets stifled in a prolonged kiss. Luca with an axe, the gardener with a rake, the coachman with a pitchfork, and workmen with poles enter only to catch sight of the pair kissing. Both Smirnov and Popova get intertwined in a romantic embrace that excites all the servants of the house. Lowering her eyes, Popova gives Luca an interesting instruction that symbolically manifests the current state of her relationship with her late husband Nikolai. Luca tells them in the stables protocol that Toby isn't to have any oats at all today. While it may have many implications, it is understood that Popova has been feeding the horse as a mark of respect for her late husband, and it is going to end from that moment. Popova's special care for Toby can be considered a practice symbolic of her devotion to her late husband, other than her female tendency to idolize the horse as a source of power for imagination. The instruction given to Luca concludes the play with a prediction of a formal matrimonial reunion between Popova and Smirnov and an end to her obligation to her late husband. The play ends as a comedy of the farcical form.